Welcome on the cosmic Adam, the chosen one. Stop worrying. God is currently supporting your life. This is the moment you have been waiting for, even if you hadn't realized it till now. Every restless night, every silent cry, every nervous thought that entered your mind when you were attempting to keep everything together. Everything has been coming up to this magnificent turning moment. What's going to happen in your life is no longer determined by your efforts. It is not about trying, proving, or pushing past your limitations in order to survive. There is a supernatural change occurring right now. You are entering a life that is not founded on your own power. It is fueled by heavenly financing. God is providing for your future vision, serenity, health, joy, and full existence. The chosen one. Don't allow your prior experiences persuade you that this is too wonderful to be true. Most people cannot fathom what you've gone through. You've had doors slamming in your face, chances that gone as quickly as they arrived, and bills that seemed like mountains between you and calm. But today, the wind of the Spirit is blowing. Heaven is proclaiming over your life. There will be no more need, fear, or despair. This is a message to your spirit, a message that includes activation. So watch this video till the conclusion, because this is not just a message, it is an anointing. And do leave your best wishes and 99 in the comments, because when the chosen unite, the skies reply. This is an opportunity to desire, dream, and put the cosmos in action with the vibrations of your faith. What you ask for in divine alignment is being drawn to you. So say it. Declare it as a bold assertion. Now, choose one like this video. If you have not already done so, subscribe to the channel. Let's go even deeper. This isn't simply about getting support. This is about the heavenly takeover. The days of barely making ends meet are past. The season of anxiety about how the next need will be fulfilled is over. God is not providing you with crumbs. He is releasing excess. Not simply so you can pay a few bills, but so you can go through life with your head held high, love coursing through your veins, and resources following you down. Yes, money is coming. Solutions are on their way. Fever is approaching. Open doors are approaching. But most importantly, rest is on the way. You're entering a sense of ease. Others will find this incomprehensible since it is not meant to. It is not natural. It is supernatural. You've relied on your efforts, and they've gotten you this far. But now, heavenly financing has taken over. That implies your company ideas are being injected with insights and resources you didn't expect. This signifies that heavenly connections are being sent to you. People who will invest, support, and believe in what you're carrying. You aren't merely blessed financially. You've been given a task. God is sponsoring your life because it serves a purpose that cannot be postponed any longer. Your vision wasn't a fiction. The fantasy you put down years ago did not come from your imagination. It was the heavenly pattern. The materials for the blueprint are currently being published. You waited, and it wasn't in vain. Delay does not indicate denial. It indicates heavenly preparation. Every time you felt you were stuck, you were really being positioned. Every detour was a miraculous redirection. And now, the obstructed energy is being released like a huge river. That's how it feels right now. Floodgates open. The world's economy does not function on divine provisions. So, while others rely on banks, systems, and relationships, you have access to something more. You have access to an unlimited supply. You are not forgotten. You are not behind. You aren't late. You are divinely linked. The fact is that some people have disregarded you because they cannot see what you are carrying. But God didn't need them to see it. He had already set the plan in action. And when the divine timing arrives, nothing can prevent what is meant for you. Not lack, not rejection, nor even your previous blunders. Grace is now rewriting your financial tale. Not later, now, because this is not about income. It is about receiving. It's about finally realizing that you were selected to walk in divine ease, to lead by example, and to be sustained not by tension or perspiration, but by spiritual flow. What does it look like when God finances your life? It seems to be abrupt breakthroughs with no explanation. It seems like people are blessing you out of nowhere. It resembles open doors, even if you did not knock. It seems like heavenly rest. Even in the midst of turmoil, when God finances your life, concern is eliminated. You won't be wasting your energies just living anymore. You'll spend it prospering by creating, giving, and benefiting others. And this financing is not ephemeral. It's continuous. It is nourished by grace. It is replenished with each morning. You wake up, and it's there. You take a step, and it waits. You continue ahead, and good fortune finds you. There. Do not shrink back. Don't disqualify yourself with notions like, why me? What if it doesn't last? This isn't luck. This isn't a coincidence. This is divine order. You were made for this. This is what has been called for and selected. And that is why you are receiving provision in new ways. That is why outdated systems are failing in your life. Because they were never intended to support your next level. You have outgrown survival mode. Your next chapter calls for something larger, heavier, and holy. And it comes with heavenly support. The chosen one. Lift your head. Walk differently. Speak boldly. Make plans again. Dream wildly again. Because your financing has already been authorized in heaven. The transaction is occurring right now. What was postponed is now being released. What was previously held back is now coming. What you need to begin the next stage of your life is being put right into your reality. And don't be shocked if folks around you notice. They'll marvel how everything changed so rapidly. Some may even question how you did it. But deep inside, you'll realize it wasn't you. It was a magnificent flow. It was a change. It was the moment when heaven declared, enough with the struggle. Now let the abundance begin. You did not miss that moment. You are now living in it. This is only the beginning. A funded life is more than simply a one-time benefit. This is a way of life. You are in divine flow. And it implies that every move you take from this point on is covered, supported, raised, expectant, open, and aligned. What you used to pursue is now being ordered to come to you, not by strength or might, but via divine pronouncement. The days of scurrying are done. The evenings of weeping yourself to sleep are behind you. The hours spent calculating whether you'll have enough are over. You have more than enough. You are more than enough. And the one who picked you is more than capable of keeping what he promised you. The chosen one. Stop fretting because God is going to support your life starting today. You've reached a chapter when the provision is no longer sufficient to get by. It is more than plenty to overflow. This fresh flow that is entering your life is not dependent on work. It is based on heritage. You are entering a system established by the divine to support your path with resources that are magnetically pulled to your mission. You are never supposed to worry about how your wants will be supplied. That strain was not yours to bear. That weight was not part of the original concept. The sorrow and the struggle, the fear, these were just temporary teachings, not permanent problems. And now you are free of the season of stress, like a bulky clothing that you no longer need to wear. Your task is too crucial to obsess about. Your calling is too enormous to be limited. And your destiny is too great to be stifled by fear. That is why God stepped in, not only as a supplier, but as the whole financial supporter of your purpose. You're no longer applying for blessings. You have already been authorized. You're no longer asking for opportunity. They're being delivered to you because your spirit is in sync. Heavenly financing indicates heavenly favor. It implies entering spaces where your name has already been mentioned with dignity. It implies obtaining assistance that you did not solicit. It signifies that the skies are not only supporting you, but also announcing your presence. There's a reason you are hearing this now. This is a confirmation. You sensed a change, but couldn't put your finger on it. You've seen peaks in your dreams. You have heard whispering in your soul. You felt the pressure release and experienced moments of terror. That is the proof. Your previous financial concern has given way to calm assurance. That's because the heavenly economy is now powering your existence. You are being carried not by the world's intellect, but by a supernatural force that reacts to your obedience and belief. And let's be honest, you had to believe even when there was no obvious evidence. You complimented even when it didn't make logic. You showed up when nothing was functioning. You sowed seedlings when you had almost nothing left. That is why the payoff is enormous. Because you did not give up. You did not curse the procedure. You did not abandon your path. You remained. As a result, heavenly recompense is released in waves. Waves of provisioning, waves of relief, waves of wealth will not only fulfill your necessities, but will also provide you with quiet. Every falsehood that said it couldn't happen, you'll notice the difference in even the slightest things. Bills were paid ahead of time. Debts are disappearing. Unexpected credits. Opportunities that did not exist previously. Checks are in the mail. Randa presents. Discounts. Contracts were signed with ease. Promotions that defy logic. These are not only financial benefits. These are messages. Messages from heaven. I confirm that I am with you. I'm covering you. I'm sponsoring your mission. And it's not just about you. It is about the individuals you are called to help. Your excess has a purpose. Your abundance is an assignment. The reality is, you were never meant to be average. And deep down, you knew you didn't come here to suffer like everyone else. You did not come here to just survive. You came here to ascend, to lead, to show what it means to be completely supported by the Creator. The money pouring into your life right now isn't merely a provision. It's a strategy. It is wisdom. It is clarity. It's the heavenly blueprint turning up just in time to begin the next part of your trip. And don't be shocked if some folks start drifting away. When the divine finances your life, it reveals those who were only there when you were in need. That is part of the purifying process. Not everyone can join you in this financed future, and that's okay. You aren't losing. You are being polished. God is safeguarding the treasure He has placed in your hands, because you're designed to not only receive, but also increase it. You aren't merely a receiver. You are a steward. You are trusted with more, because your heart is set in something greater than money. Money does not define you. It follows you. It reacts to how you align. It fulfills your task. That's why walking in divine obedience eliminates the need to seek it. Money has no option but to turn up. Resources have no choice but to travel in your way. The frequency of your faith attracts it like a magnet, because you're not driven by fear. You're overflowing with favor, an unearned favor. Only got favor that appears after you have remained true in silence. Seasonal favor surrounds you like a shield. You aren't late. You're not behind. You're exactly on schedule for the release. The only thing expected of you now is to trust, to open your hands, and to let go of the belief that you must do everything alone. You do not. You never did. The divine is teaching you how to collaborate with supply, how to relax in the stream of support, and how to walk confidently knowing that what you need is already on its way. You're being taught the language of trust, which sounds like tranquility. It conveys a sense of certainty. It glides with elegance. So now what? Now you're moving differently. You now make judgments based on vision rather than fear. Now you may take bold moves since your road is being cleaned in real time. Stop asking, how will I afford it? And start stating that it is already covered. You start acting tiny to fit in with individuals who believe that lack is normal. You're no longer part of that cycle. You were picked. You have been removed from survival and positioned for overflow. This is the new reality you're living in. There's a heavenly bank account with your name on it, and withdrawals are available whenever you step into alignment. Whenever you choose trust over fear. Every time you quiet uncertainty and take action. Anyway, it's like withdrawing from the riches you already have. This financing won't run out. It has the backing of heaven. The purpose is ignited, and eternity has been allowed. That's why nothing can stop it. Not the conditions. We are not enemies. Do not delay, not even your own history. Allow the reality to settle in. You can breathe now. You can relax. You can finally take your hands off the wheel and know you're not doing this alone. You're no longer responsible for figuring things out. The tension you've been carrying is being removed. The load you felt is being lifted. Divine assistance has arrived. Divine supply is operating. The divine support is irresistible. And it's all coming to you right now. This is a permanent shift, a complete rewrite. You're approaching the point in your life when your identification as the chosen one becomes your ticket to heavenly supply. There is no struggling, pleading, or pursuing. Simply receiving, believing, and creating from a state of spiritual fulfillment. That is the life you were always supposed to have. And now it starts. It is time. You realize that what is occurring in your life is not a coincidence. This is confirmation. You've entered the season of miraculous provision and divine purpose. Every time you questioned yourself or glanced at your money account and wondered whether you'd ever break free from the cycle of scarcity, all of this is being overturned by heavenly force. You're not imagining things. What you sense in your spirit is genuine. You are being hoisted by unseen hands and carried by an unwavering grace, and welcomed into a life in which God Himself is your provider, the chosen one. You're no longer living on borrowed time or resources. You are completely financed by the hand that created the skies. This means no more compromises. You are not obligated to take less than you deserve in order to make it through. You won't settle for crumbs when a feast has been prepared for you. The financial favor coming your way is more than simply relief. It's a strategy. God is not just sponsoring your life so that you can live. He is financing you to grow, lead, and create, to fulfill a cause too great to be delayed or hampered by financial concern. Let go of outdated notions. That attitude that encouraged you to hold back, play small, and shrink so that others would feel at ease. It is no longer servicing you. This was survival energy. You are no longer a survivor. You are in the flow. You are in provision. You are in favor. And this financing will impact every aspect of your life, not just your economics. You'll notice how your connections alter, your ideas shift, and your body feels lighter. Because once the spirit is free of concern, everything else begins to align. The energy in your life is becoming magnetic. People will gravitate toward your light, not understanding what changed, but sense something heavenly. That's because when God supports your life, your aura changes. Your presence has a force that cannot be described by rationality. Yes, some people may be afraid, bewildered, or even jealous of it, but it isn't your issue. Your mission is not to persuade anybody of the favor in your life. Your duty is to walk in it openly, without apologies or hesitation. Opportunities will begin to present themselves without your active pursuit. Contracts will be sent to you without your request. Doors will swing wide open in locations where you were previously refused. And this time, you won't seem desperate. You'll arrive with confidence, knowing that you're divinely supported, completely resourced, and spiritually prepared. You're no longer subject to external approval. You're linked to an internal supply that never runs out. Expect the unexpected. Expect miracles to become the norm. Expect supernatural deposits into your financial account, soul, and heart. You'll wake up with solutions. You did not plan for this. You'll stroll into rooms you previously fantasized about. not simply to gaze, but to take possession. You're not just being put in places. You are being elevated to a higher level of purpose. This isn't simply about what will happen to you. It's about the person you're becoming in the process. You're developing into someone who doesn't hesitate when a need emerges because you know the supply is already in action. You're becoming someone who talks with confidence because you've experienced the dependability of heavenly supply. You're becoming someone people go to for advice since your work has become their model. This is what it looks like to be selected. This is what it feels like to be completely financed. You walk and the route emerges. You move and resources come. You relax and God works. There's a weight lifted off your shoulders. Even now, the internal pressure, the voice that told you everything was on you, is being quiet. You were never meant to bear that type of weight. You were created to work with divine provision, to trust the timing of heaven, and to know that even when you can't see the path, it's still being laid in your favor. This is not a fantasy. It is faith put into action. You have earned nothing. Nonetheless, you get everything. That is the beauty of the moment. It is not about merit. It's all about alignment. You're in agreement now. You have passed the tests of integrity, humility, and silent suffering. When things became difficult, you refused to give up. You did not sell your soul to keep up appearances. You remained grounded. And now, your unshakable trust is drawing benefits from worlds you've never experienced before. Your financial account is changing, and so is your emotional life. You are no longer driven by fear or comparison. You're leaving a position of safety, knowing that you're being cared for, protected, backed up, and loved by a power larger than any system on the planet. The money of your existence is now a heavenly favor. Your soul's economy is thriving, and the return on trust is exponential. You're going to make choices that terrify the old version of yourself. You'll say yes to opportunities that your former self would have refused. You will take risks out of fear, requiring you to have a strong sense of trust, not on the outside, but on the inside, knowing that everything you need is already ready. You will walk away from circumstances that are beneath you, not out of arrogance, but because of clarity. Because being financed by God means you are no longer for sale. Scarcity cannot be used to influence you. You don't have to give up your value to be accepted. You have already been selected. Let this message permeate every cell in your body. You're covered. You are supported. You have been financed. Your requirements will no longer be a concern for you. These are God's promises, and you no longer worry. You are a receiver of heavenly help, of supernatural resources, and of holy repose. The anxiety is over now. The effort comes to an end here. The worry no longer suits the version of yourself that you're becoming. You are evolving into a new person, one who is more free, full, and aligned. The strain that sought to crush you was really preparing you to bear the blessing without fear. Now you can hold it. You can now manage it. You're now prepared to face anything comes your way. It is already unfolding. The proof will appear in your email, your hands, your house, your health, and your happiness. Every aspect of your life is about to show that you are living in the favor of the Almighty. Not because you pleaded for it, but because you were selected for it. And now that you've accepted it, everything must change to accommodate your new frequency. The chosen one. You're no longer living paycheck to paycheck, idea to idea, prayer to prayer, hoping that anything may work. You're living in the sponsored overflow. The beauty is that this is only the beginning. You're beginning to understand that the life you once imagined is no longer a daydream. It's taking shape right before your eyes, piece by piece, minute by moment. A heavenly infrastructure is being created around you. You are surrounded by provision, sheltered by protection, and driven by purpose. There's a divine breeze behind you now. It's not simply about moving your dreams ahead. It infuses your whole being with strength, confidence, and clarity. God is providing more than you need. He is sponsoring your bravery. You'll find your voice become stronger. You will not hesitate to tell the truth, proclaim triumph, or establish limits. The dread of not having enough has kept you tiny for far too long. But now that the anxiety is gone, your genuine personality is surfacing, and it's great. You're a force. You are a presence. You are a living embodiment of what it means to be divinely maintained. Everything in your surroundings will start reacting to your increased vitality. Where there was once resistance, there will now be ease. Where there was a delay, acceleration occurred. Where you were formerly disregarded, you will now be acknowledged and valued. Not because you are arrogant, but because you have finally realized your worth and are no longer bargaining with concern. Worry has no place at your table. You have been anointed with more than enough to accomplish what you were sent to do, and you can do it boldly. You will not have to justify your plenty. You will not need to explain how things are changing for you. Divine financing does not come with an apology. It comes with an assignment. Your prosperity, serenity, and freedom. They are designed to overflow, touching lives beyond your own. You are being supported because your life is about more than just you. It's about everyone who will benefit from your daring decision to say yes. And now, every step you take in confidence will be met with provision. You will not run out. You will not fall short. You will not break down. The source that powers you is everlasting, limitless, and unshakable. The chosen one. This represents a new financial frequency. You've switched from scarcity to abundance patterns. You are vibrating at the level of plenty. This implies that people, places, and things that cannot match your enthusiasm will naturally go away. Do not lament the loss. It is not rejection. It's an alignment. The elevation of your soul separates you from what no longer serves your spiritual path. Shedding is part of the update. Let go gracefully. Let go of the talks that center on lack. Let go of behaviors that stem from fear. Let leave of settings that exacerbate your uncertainty. And most importantly, let go of the identity you established in survival mode. You aren't surviving anymore. You are prospering. You aren't just barely making it. You are richly walking in destiny. The version of you that is developing now is braver, smarter, and freer. And it is fully supported because the influence you're going to have will need a spiritual and financial overflow. You aren't simply getting money. You are getting lucrative ideas. You are getting crucial connections. You are obtaining visions that will create legacies. Divine funding extends beyond money. It manifests as divine timing, heavenly teaching, divine favor, and divine possibilities that no man could create. This is the domain where miracles are commonplace, impossibilities are dispelled, and what took others years to materialize is at your feet with ease. You will begin to participate in discussions that you previously felt undeserving of. You'll start getting invites that seem like dreams, and you'll soon understand that none of this is a coincidence. You were always destined for more. The weight of poverty, the anxiety at not knowing how you'd make it, that was never your actual reality. That was only a brief delusion. The reality is you were designed to live in harmony with divine flow. Greatness was coded into your soul when you were conceived. And now that you've stopped fretting, you can finally hear heaven's whisper, I've got you. And not simply, I got you, in the emotional sense. I've got you in a real, concrete, and tangible way. Housing is managed. Travel is covered. Dreams, funds, and responsibilities are controlled. Desires are satisfied. You aren't a burden. You are a vessel of light, transformation, prosperity, and knowledge. And when a vessel is united with the Creator, heaven gives everything needed to keep it flowing into the earth. This is your oil season, and what you carry will never run out. The more you pour, the more you get. The more you trust, the more comes out. The more you walk obediently, the more you are directed. There is no fear in this location. There is no striving. There is no scrambling for approval. You have already been authorized by the highest authority, and the cash to support your next chapter are already in circulation. Take note of how quickly events unfold. See how soon divine alignments locate you. Observe how previous restrictions crumble in your presence. You have been financed to break curses, reverse generational patterns, open doors for others, and develop the vision that has been simmering within of you since before you had the words to express it. That is why you couldn't stop. That's why you couldn't quit up, because God was about to support the exact thing that was being denied. And suddenly, it is living. The goal, strategy, and promise is no longer a hope. It is a financed reality. You're not looking for miracles anymore. You're strolling through them. You're not praying for a breakthrough. You represent the breakthrough. And everything you touch in this new dimension will carry that breakthrough anointing when you speak. When you move, people's positions fluctuate. Change will occur. When you enter a room, the atmosphere shifts. This is the result of being divinely supported. You no longer dread how you no longer question when you just move with conviction, since the supply is guaranteed, and your only task is to remain aligned. Stay grateful. Continue to be open. The cosmos, heaven, and divine intelligence are all working together to make sure you are completely supported. Not halfway, not quite totally. So take a breath again, smile again, dream again. The season of concern is finally ended. It fulfilled its role, but it is no longer welcome in your life. You're entering days of heavenly serenity, where your only responsibility is to live courageously. You are the chosen one, therefore love sincerely, serve purposefully, and receive freely. What you're going through right now is more than simply a transition. It's a whole financial rebirth, a thorough overhaul of how you've approached money, provision, and security. You no longer bear the burden of worldly lack. You are not calculating every step based on dread. You're no longer concerned about how much is left. You're preoccupied with how much is coming, since the flow in your life has been reversed. The drain has become a deposit. The scarcity has given way to an abundance. The debt is vanishing into heavenly abundance. You are now a bearer of divine economics, which implies resources. Follow your calling. Money is no longer something you pursue. It reacts to your faith, regularity, and favor. It finds you. It tracks you. It follows you. Not because you are fortunate, but because you are matched. When you connect with divine intent, there is a power that cannot be articulated. The gods provide resources at breakneck speed to support your faithfulness. Don't underestimate it. Do not second guess it. Don't water it down just to make others feel better. You've been given a unique opportunity. Not everyone has the opportunity to walk in this kind of provision. Not everyone has the supernatural assurance that comes from knowing that heaven is behind every move. You were picked because your heart remained pure during the drought. When the going got tough, you did not give up. You refused to give in to temptation. You remained faithful, and now the benefit is more than just spiritual. It is material. Dear viewers, your support through Super Chat and membership is the only source of income that keeps this channel running. If you want me to continue uploading valuable content without delays and to stay motivated in providing you with the best wisdom, I need your help. Every contribution, big or small, makes a huge difference. Feel free to donate and support Pure Wisdom so we can keep growing together. Your generosity keeps this journey alive. Thank you for being part of this amazing community. If you're enjoying the content on Pure Wisdom and find value in the messages we share, I encourage you to subscribe. Based on the latest analytics, 93.9% of viewers are watching without subscribing. By subscribing, you not only stay updated with new content, but also support the channel's growth, allowing us to continue spreading wisdom for the chosen ones. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an important message. Let's build this community together.